$1.45 a pound for a total of $1.71. The Bentley Oreo the chocolate sandwich cookies for $1.85. The Imperial for 98 cents each box. Hot and spicy pork rinds are 95 cents each. There's one on the table.
Hello.
It's big down here. Every day is probably known this off.
Welcome. I'm not sure who's in now, but welcome. I can see that Love to Travel with Wave was here. Welcome. TSM Rapper and Just Being Sierra. Welcome to tonight's live. Welcome, Mommy Unique. I believe it's your first time in my live. Thank you so much for joining me, Queen. I appreciate having you here. Let me just apologize in advance. I'm still a little congested, guys, but I'm here. This is nothing new with this ongoing weather. I've shared it in the past 2 weeks or more. The weather is going up and down, so as a result, I am congested. I'm still dealing with a chest cold and a head cold. I'm guessing I'm almost over it, prayerfully so, because I seem to be feeling much better today. So hopefully this too shall pass. MLW Fishing Man, welcome. I have been over watching your content. Mommy Unique, I will go and visit you. I'm writing your name down now. I do have quite a few that I'm watching tonight, so if I don't get to you today, I will definitely get to you tomorrow. That's for Mommy Unique. MLW Fishing Man, oh my God, I am enjoying your content. Your music is everything. I appreciate you showing up here again. Thank you so much. I'm just allowing time for others to come on over and join us. Right before I just started this live stream, I was watching a few videos of people paying tribute to Tracy Braxton, whom we recently lost. Thank you so much. Yes, Unique, listen. The weather is crazy everywhere. Like everybody that I'm talking to, family and friends all across the globe, the same thing. The weather is up, it's down. I believe the last time I was on live, which was Saturday, we had rain and snow. So I don't know. And Saturday was when the time went up 1 hour. Yeah, so yep, that's when we had rain and snow. Hopefully spring will show up sooner. I'm looking forward to it because I'm over this winter. We had a lot of snowstorms here in New Jersey this winter, which is not unusual. It wasn't our worst winter, I will say that, because we get it bad here. Hello, Tamika Davis. Welcome, Queen. Welcome. Thank you for joining me this evening. We're going to be discussing parenting tonight, guys. I'm actually enjoying having the different topics and being able to discuss things with you guys and get your insight and your feedback. I've learned a few things from you guys with hopes that I can apply in my household here. Hopefully, I will get some really good feedback tonight as far as parenting, because I know a lot of people do different parenting styles. Welcome, Judith Daniels. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, Queen. I appreciate having you here, but you know this. It's always good, I think, to rub minds with other parents be it male or female, because you can get some great insight as to some techniques that they may be using. Um, if not them, then someone in their circle or their family. Um, I'm hoping that everyone will be forthcoming with the information tonight because you may be able to help someone. Um, Even myself, like I said, it's no manual. We all know that parenting does not come with the manual. Um, in today's society, um, especially in the US, you become parents at a rather younger age, majority of the time. Um, Most of the time, you're still living in your parents' household and you're just finagling your way through with the help of, hopefully, the help of your parents, close family, and friends. I always say to everyone, it takes a village to raise children. I'm sorry, I'm grabbing my charger. Make sure everything's charged up here. I was helping my kiddos with their homework and running low on charge here. So I'm gonna make sure this is up and running when I'm done, so that I can proceed and watch everyone's content. And I was in a large group collab today. It was a monthly grocery haul. So if you guys have time when you finish with this live, please check that out. There is a playlist added in my description box of all the ladies that joined in this month. Last month, well, the last group collab I had with these young ladies. This is not my group. This is a group that I joined. Um, it wasn't as many in the playlist. I think it was a total of 18 in the last group collab I did with these ladies, but today it ended up being a total of 34. So I was like watching all the ladies' contents and picking up some things for my next grocery haul along the way. So I picked up a lot of good stuff from watching, and I'm halfway through. I got through about 18 before this live, but I had to stop so that I can come on live, and I'll pick back up with that after. But we will be discussing parenting. Um, I just want to know everyone's approach. First question is, do you believe in corporal punishment? And please make sure you're giving me thumbs up on your way in. It really helps out my live stream and my channel. Hello, Afromex family. Thank you. This is your second time joining me today. You were here earlier for my premiere, and now I am so blessed to have you in my live. We are discussing parenting, and the first question that I ask is, do you believe in corporal punishment? I do see, thank you so much for the thumbs up. I do see two of the ladies come back with the answer of no, and I absolutely agree. I do not believe in corporal punishment. Um, I just feel like no one likes to be hit. I didn't like being hit, so I can't, um, in good faith, just be spanking on children. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair. I think that you should come up with some type of system that works for your household with timeouts or whatever you come up with, because every household is different. I know in the childcare setting, they normally say to place a child in timeout according to their age. So if the child is 5 years old and you have to place them in timeout, they suggest that you do it for 5 minutes. I don't know, do anybody in this chat agree with that? Placing a kid in timeout? I feel like timeout really helps. Not always 100% effective for each scenario, but it is helpful. It gives the child time to go and regroup, and it also gives the parent the opportunity to walk away and take a breather. So I don't believe, just like when you're arguing with your partner and or spouse, I don't believe in continuing with the argument. I do find it helpful when one or both walk away so that they can regroup. because 9 times out of 10, you're going to say something that you can't necessarily take back. And we all know that when you're in the heat of the moment, you say very harsh things to one another. So I do believe in stepping away. Tarenda, and I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Welcome to the live. Thank you so much. I believe it's your first time here. I have 2 3 year olds, and we do 3 minutes. Yes, it really helps. Exactly, it helps. Um, the kids don't like to be separated. What I say to my kids is separate, and they know that they need to go in different directions and get away from one another for a while because it can be a bit much, especially depending on what you have going on at the moment. And everybody with kids know that kids seem to test you more when you're on a phone call, like a business call, or just on a phone call in general. When they see that you are occupied, is when they try to tap dance on your last nerve. So kids know the perfect time to come and ask for things. You'll notice here week to week when I'm here with you guys on this live, they tend to come and ask me for things because they feel like I'm too busy and I'm not necessarily paying attention. But they do know I do not have a problem with putting you guys on mute and addressing them and or separating them. I do have my phone nearby at all times. I'm watching them on the video camera. So they do know that while I am in tune with what's going on here, I am also still aware of what they're up to. A lot of times I try to have hubby here when he's available so that he can keep them occupied while I'm doing this. It's still a punishment and not effective if not fully understood. I agree with that. Um, Judith, I definitely agree with that. It has to be understood. Um, I'm thinking with that, there needs to be consequences. Um, and I don't believe in rewarding children for poor behavior. People have different parenting styles, correct? As long as it's not abusive or physically and emotional damaging to the child. I agree 100%. You have to go with whatever parenting style works for your family and your household. In the fact that my husband and I are foster parents, we normally bring the children in and get them right on track with what we have going on here because we had to go through the childhood I'm sorry, we had to go through the classes with DCP and P. We keep with the same protocol, even with the children here in the home, so that when we bring in other children, everybody's on the same page. We don't have to switch anything. We're doing the same identical parenting style that we were taught during our classes. Not everyone speaks harshly in the moment, correct. But 9 times out of 10, frustrated people will speak harshly, parents. And that's why it's a good practice for parents to have some me time, pamper me days, just some time alone from the children. I encourage children, parents with young children to get those children into daycare and preschool as soon as possible because by the time the child reaches ages 2, sometimes early as 2 and 3, they're bored at home, and that's when they tend to get themselves in all kind of trouble. You Unless you're going to be a stay-at-home mom and keep these children occupied with some crafts and some one-on-one teaching that you can do for them, or just have some type of schedule set up that you guys do predominantly every day in the same order, which everybody knows no 2 days are alike, but you have to get it them as familiar with the schedule as possible so that you know and they know what to expect from day to day. Sure, there's going to be some bumps in the road, and sure, there's going to be some emergencies that arise. But for the most part, if you keep a child in routine, you'll get better outcomes. And that even goes for people that have disability. If you have children or family members, or even work in the field with individuals with disability, they will teach you that routine is key. If by chance you have a client who is not um, happy whenever they learn they have a doctor's appointment. You have to get into the practice of letting them know ahead of time. You never want to spring these things on these individuals at the last minute or even the night before, because you might have behavioral outbursts. So it's good to stay in practice and just inform them as soon as possible and allow them to be a part of uh, planning their appointments and everything so that it doesn't come to them as a shock. Any discipline has to be consistent and reinforced. I absolutely agree. If you put a plan in motion, you want to stay consistent with it. Um, I have shared uploads in the past where I sat down with my children and we discussed openly, is this a beaten house? Because that's what they refer to it as. And they say no. And I say, what type of house is this? And they say, a punishment house. And I've asked them, what type of punishments? And they said, no remote control, because all of these little boys are just like little men. They love to man that and be in control of that remote control. They'll say no tablets or no electronics. They'll say no PlayStation, but back then they had an Xbox, but now it's PlayStation. Um, they'll say no snack closet, and they'll say like no outings, because they are familiar that I'm going to have to take something away in the event that you have negative behaviors. Um, and not in every incident, because you have to sit down and talk to the individual. Each child is separate, and find out, why they chose to do whatever it is they did. Was something going on? You got to find out these triggers, and you have to offer them some solutions on how they can be in better control of themselves and their behaviors in the future if that situation or another similar situation arise. Um, yeah, structure is definitely key. Um, you have to have structure. And it's structure for home, it's structure for when you're in a community. There's a different type of structure for when they're in like childcare, when they're in school. You just have to, as parents, keep reinforcing the rules. Don't just get this school handbook in the beginning of the school year and go over it with the children. You have to go over it with them. I'll say uh, every marking period, because there's 4 marking periods to the school year. So you want to reinforce. So just do it on a timeline of when you get your progress reports and or report cards. Just go over the rules with the kids and reinforce them. You can even play a game periodically with the children and ask them to recite some of the school rules. That's something I did with my son. It's something I'm also doing with my kids. Also, I would say, and I know this is a little off topic, but I did share an upload about this in the past as well. Go over emergency preparedness with your children at home. Yes, they do it in school, but 9 times out of 10, parents do not go over emergency evacuation plans from the home with the children. And in the event of a real emergency, they get scared. They have absolutely no knowledge as to what to do or where they should meet. So I just wanted to throw that in there with you guys. Go over emergency preparedness and emergency evacuation with your children. I do have an upload that I did about a year ago, and we went over fire safety, and I had the kids answer questions. And I encouraged back then that all parents do that as well. It's very important. But back to the topic of parenting. Do you guys believe in I call it the Bill Cosby, Claire Huxtable approach, which is all parents should be on the same team when you're raising children? Um, Example, I may be in here with the kids all day, and they may ask me for something, and I'll tell them not now, later, after dinner. And then before dinner, hubby shows up and they'll go and approach him with the same thing. And he would give in. I had to pull my husband aside on a number of occasions and remind him that he's supposed to run it by me first, because 9 times out of 10, I've already had this discussion with them, and I've already gave them instruction. No, you can't have it right now, but you can have it after dinner. He find it, he don't want to be the one to do the discipline in the family, because I even hear him say to them like, oh, Dalute's not going to like that. That's what they call me. And I say to him, you don't have to use me. You have to stand firm in whatever it is that you're trying to convey to these children. So tell them no, or tell them it's whatever Dalute said, or bring them along with you to me and present it so that I can reiterate with them what I had already told them earlier, and remind them that if they try that again, that they will not be able to have it at all. So yes, both parents need to be on the same team. Correct, mommy. You need I listen. If you don't have parents on the same team, the kids are just gonna run amok. Hello, loyal Alice. Welcome. I believe it's your first time in my live. I appreciate having you here. I'm gonna jot down your channel as well, and I will come and visit you either tonight. If not tonight, then definitely tomorrow. And that's only because I was in a very large group collab today, and I have to run the rest of the ladies' playlist. There was a total of 34. I got through 18, so I have um, quite a few more channels to go through by the end of the night. So if I don't visit you today, I will definitely come and sprinkle some love on your channel tomorrow. But I appreciate having you here, and please join right in with the conversation. So yes, a lot of people seem to agree with the Claire Huxtable and Bill Cosby approach. Yeah, I always admired the way they stuck together from watching them back when the Cosby Show came on, and it's something that I've always practiced. I attempted it with my son. Whenever his father came to pick him up, I would, give him a rundown and tell him this is how I do it here. So please, when he's with you, do the same. Did it always work? No, because we were younger. We were both hot headed. No one wanted anyone else to tell them what to do. However, now that, when he's gotten older, we became teammates in a sense when it came to raising our son. So we we did eventually get on the same page, but it wasn't always easy. Do you agree that it takes a village to raise a child? And are you in agreement with neighbors redirecting your children and then telling you about it? Let me know your thoughts on that. Because in today's society, a lot of parents don't want anyone to say anything to their children, and I get it. However, if it's something where you could prevent a child from getting hurt, or to remain safe, depending on the situation, I'm for it. I am for it. Bring it to my attention. You don't have to speak harshly to someone else's child, but redirecting them or preventing them from danger. What are your thoughts? Both parents need to be on the same team and laying down the ground rules. Right, right. They need to be on the same team. Welcome, Helenista. Thank you for joining me tonight, Sissy. We're talking about parenting and different parenting styles and or techniques. So join right on in the conversation. Right now, the question is, do you agree that it takes a village to raise children? And are you in agreement with a neighbor preventing your child from being in danger and informing you about it later? I am for it. I am so for it. If you see my child, uh, I I look at the world like it's flat. If you see my child about to run over the edge, please pull him back, please. And I will do the same for yours. I'll keep an eye out, even indirectly. Like if I have a neighbor and they have teenage children and I see things going on when my neighbor's not home, you best better believe I'm going to inform my neighbor. Even if I don't walk over and approach these teenage children, and that's if no harm is being done, I am going to inform the neighbor as to what's going on. Devonna Gant, welcome. That is my cousin, but really my little sister. Welcome, Cuzzo. I appreciate you coming in here tonight. We're discussing parenting and different parenting styles and or techniques. So join right in on the conversation. Yes, neighbors and others need to help our child from being in danger. Exactly. I couldn't agree with you more, Alice. Yes, please save my child. Please prevent anything from happening um, to my child and or my household. I had a neighbor some years ago when my son was going through some things with his first son's mother, and they were at my house fighting, and unbeknownst to me, because I was at work, when I came home, my neighbor let me know because my front door was torn up. I asked my son what happened. He had no idea. He had me under the impression that someone was trying to break in. Come to find out, him and this girl was around there acting a fool. It could take a village, but for the most point, you need God for ultimate direction. Correct. If you reach their heart, you can properly move the child up. There's more to speak up on that. You're right. I agree with you, Helenista. It definitely takes God for ultimate direction. I agree. But again, if you see something going on, try to intervene. If it's something that's not a safety concern, just watch indirectly and or make the necessary reports to the parents and let them know what's going on so they can keep an eye on their home. um how do you reward good behaviors? How do you guys reward good behaviors with young children in the home? Some of the things that we do is an incentive program. So, especially during the pandemic, and this was something that I was doing even pre-pandemic. And I was amazed to go to a job where I used to work. One of the jobs I used to work with Judith Daniels was at a group home, and they had the same incentive program, and I was amazed. But I would buy things that I know the kids like in advance, and I have them locked away in my bedroom where they can't access them. So it would be a number of items. It would be snacks, it would be drinks, it would be toys, it would be learning things. And whenever they had good behaviors or good reports or had a good week, I would invite them into this area and they would be able to select something that they wanted. And I didn't buy just cheap things from the Dollar Tree. I went in toy stores and bought things that I know that they would really like. If you reward them greatly, it would encourage them to keep on showing great behavior so that they can get into there again and make sure you had enough things for them to see. They had to choose something, but in their mind, they knew something else was in there that they wanted. So they're going to give you that good behavior. Let me get into this chat. Hello, love to travel with Wave. Welcome, Queen. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're discussing parenting, and I'm just asking the question now: how do you reward good behavior, as far as incentive programs and things of that nature? I have intervened several times before, especially when it seemed there could be dangers. Good job. Good, Helenista. But these kids today are so disrespectful to other adults, and especially if they're not family members or friends to the family. So you have to be mindful of what may come out of these children, even young children speak so vulgar. So you got to be mindful of that, what comes with it. Incentives are very useful, and you're right, they are amazing. So some of the things we do is Dollar Tree for an incentives program, and this is something that they are aware that they're earning. So they can take weekly trips to Dollar Tree or Five Below, or we can sit down at the computer and order new PS4 games. so that they're aware of and they'll say, "Did you put your credit card in?" They're so funny. Kids are so funny and so innocent. And I'm like, yeah, so I'll let them know when their package is coming. And you best better believe I normally now try to tell them the day after it actually is going to come so that it'll buy me some time. And so that when it comes in a day early, they're ecstatic because I learned the hard way. They would sit on the stairwell and wait all day for the mailman. And I'm like, you don't have to sit there. I'm going to let you know. And the parking lot is located right outside their bedroom window. So they would sit on their bed and just look out that window because they know it's an Amazon truck coming to deliver. But God forbid it was a small package that could fit in the mailbox and the postal service brought it. OMG. They had hubby running back and forth to the mailbox all day checking for it. Right. Just let the spirit move you and being mindful. I agree. I agree. Another thing we do is fast food. We do Chuck E. Cheese and park outings. And then something I've started incorporating over the past year now that they've gotten a little older is one-on-one outings. And they really look forward to having one-on-one going out for picking out their own items or going out to like we used to do fast food, but we haven't done it since the pandemic. We get it and we bring it back home. But pre pandemic, we used to do one on one outings to like Chick-fil-A, Burger King, McDonald's, like whatever, wherever they wanted to go, Friendlies. And they look forward to just me and them riding in the car, chit chatting, or them watching the TVs or whatever. And even though they had a one on one outing, I would always pick up a little something for the brothers to bring back. Um, of course, the individual with the one on one outing had a little more, but we still wouldn't neglect to bring something. Um, Forget, I'm sorry, to bring something back for the other ones because you don't want to create that havoc either. Night where you cook with the kids, like creating their own little pizza. We've done that in the past. That's just some of our indoor activities that I like to do with the kids. I do have, I believe, one or two uploads of pizza night with the boys. We sit down and I normally pick up like the naan bread and we put all the toppings in the table and they just pile it up and we bake it in. And that's a fun activity. I have that on my list for indoor activities. I have quite a few things that we do as far as indoor activities with the boys. But thank you so much, Love to Travel. We do a lot of baking together. You'll see, like if you just go back in the archives of our uploads, because I have quite a few now. We've done like baking cookies, baking cakes, baking cupcakes, um, a number of different things. And because of the pandemic, we were forced to do all of these things. So I had to get very creative. And we even played Twister. Grandma was down there sore. We do exercises. There's quite a few uploads where you'll see that I promote physical exercise with the boys. I can't wait for the weather to break because we'll be out walking the parks again. I make them walk a little bit and then they get to play on the playground. And the walking trail is right alongside the playground. So I'll continuously walk. Welcome, Living with Lexi. Thank you. I believe it's your first time in my live. I appreciate having you here, sweetheart. We're discussing parenting tonight. So we're going to move on to the next one. How do you discipline when one child is misbehaving and there's multiple children in the household? How do you discipline when there's only one child misbehaving, but you have multiple young children in the household? I used to play jump rope, etc. games. My nieces and nephews. Yeah, me too. I grew up with my nieces and nephews. In fact, my oldest nephew is only 7 years younger than me. So my sister had him when I was 7. So we really grew up like brother and sister. And to this day, whenever people see him and they see me, they say, "Oh, I saw your brother the other day," and I'm like, "My nephew," and they like, "Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that's Bunny's son. That's not your mom's son." It's so funny, but yeah. And so we did everything together. As I've said a million times over, we are a very close knit family, and we do a lot together. Um, so for me, I have, as you guys know, three grandkids here in the home all day, every day. And then I have my fourth grandson that we get on weekends and holidays and summer breaks and stuff like that. But I do not punish a child who has not misbehaved. You have to save it for who it's for. The same thing as if I have a problem with a coworker, I'm not going to go bite off someone else's head. I'm going to save it for who it's for. So the individual that is misbehaving is going to be the one that has to be reprimanded. Discipline all of them and also separate them in different rooms. No, wait a minute. If one child is misbehaving and there's four children, but only one of them is misbehaving, how are you disciplining? Hello, welcome. Thank you for coming in, our family, our journey. Appreciate having you. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much. We're discussing parenting and different parenting styles and techniques tonight. And right now, I'm just asking if you have one child who's misbehaving in a household with like three or four kids, how are you disciplining? Surely you can't punish everyone if one child is misbehaving. So what are you doing? I just saw a post on your community tab, our family, where all of your kiddos had different practices at the same time on the same day. I thought that was so cute. If they're protecting the misbehaved one, then yes. Okay. Love to travel, separate the one that's misbehaving and discipline him or her. Correct. That's what I do. That's what I do. So if Tai, TJ, and Tajan are like in the same area and one of them are misbehaving, I'm separating the one that's misbehaving. I'm not gonna punish the other two. They can go on and continue with whatever they have going on. Another, for instance, yes, they keep you very busy. It depends on what that child has done. Of course, it depends on what they did that warrant like what punishment is warranted. But like yesterday, TJ was giving me the hardest time during AM routine, and he was slow walking and stuff like that. And I get it. Everybody don't always want to get up and go to school every time, and I'm pretty lenient when it comes to stuff like that. But everything that I told him to do, it's like he was dragging his feet and like moping and like crossing his arms. Clearly, he woke up on the wrong side of the bed. So I kept giving him little passes, little passes. But the one thing that I did go ahead and tell him that I was going to have to remove something for is because um, I reminded them several times, although they relaxed the rules of having to wear a mask, I'm still saying that I want you guys in your mask every day. TJ is um, just not putting that mask on. That wasn't the problem. The problem is I redirected him and he put it on. And by the time we got in the van, he had taken it off and got rid of it again. Now I have a problem because you're being defiant. So I told him, since you can't follow the rules, then you cannot play your video game. And that was yesterday. So because I know all it now, if had he stayed home from school, he'd have laid up and played that game all day if I allowed him to. But I knew because every morning they like to wake up early and go play that video game, even before I wake them up for school, before I even wake up. And so that's a problem. So I had to take that away from him. And he got that thing all the way together by this morning. When my alarm went off and I woke up, instead of him playing the video game before I got up, he had already gotten himself dressed Y'all, he had on his coat, his shoes, his mask, his gloves, his hat. He was completely dressed. I had to have him take off the coat and the mask so that I can brush his teeth again. He did it, but I always go behind him. So you know how to do it. If I just give you a little bit of act right, you'll be right back on track. Right, so they don't think you're being unfair. Okay, yes, yes. He had to learn. Listen, sissy, he had to learn. He did it all. He had it all done before I even got up and laid his brother's stuff out, told them to get ready too. They was getting ready. And he was like, look, we'll play the video game when she get up, but I'm gonna go ahead and take care of this because I can't be. I let those others play that game right in front of him. Yes, you discipline the one who is breaking the rules, let the others continue to have fun so the one who is misbehaving can feel the effects. That's right. The show must continue. And that's exactly what I did. I listen, I purposely powered up all the tablets and the controllers for the PlayStation, and I had them laid out for them other two to play when they got off the bus and finished their homework and stuff. I said, "Oh, the controllers down there are already charged up. Y'all can go ahead." And he was going. I said, don't forget about this morning, bro. You can't play." So he hung out with me yesterday. I think when it was time, listen, he even asked could he go to bed before Alexa announced it. So I know he was ready for yesterday to end so he can get a fresh start to today. But guess what? Today he's free to go play, and he right here on the couch up here with me. I think he enjoyed hanging out with me, but at least he know he can go play if he want to. But he got it all the way together. I said, "Boy, you did that so good. You could do the AM routine for me, especially when I work the night before and coming here dog tired. He can handle that. I'm gonna tell hubby, you ain't gotta do all that. Put TJ in charge. He know what to do." But he got it all the way together. That was funny. So the last thing I have is okay. So again, I do have the older grandson who's being raised by his grandma, and while she do a great job with him, and I'm not complaining, um, we do have different styles. Um, he is now 10, about to be 11, and he appears to be very, very sneaky. She allows him to hang out in the community with his friends. He's doing things, and I mean out in the community. So he's doing things that he would not be able to do if he was living in my household full time. And he knows it because he knows the different styles. He looks at me as the militant one, and she is very laid back and easygoing. He gets completely over on her. um Whenever they get into they're having differences over there, she picks up the phone and call me so that I can get him in line. um she has a problem with telling him no or disciplining him, and he's taking complete advantage. And anybody in this chat know that that is not good. That is not, nothing good can come from that. It's going to get progressively worse as he get older and time goes on. So whenever they're having problems with his schooling or anything, she picks up the phone and call me, and she's normally flustered. Can you talk to this boy? Can you talk to this boy? And here's the difference. When he knows she's calling me on the phone, he runs because he don't even want to get the phone. And I don't yell at him. I don't threaten him or anything. I just say, you know better than that. A lot of times I'll call just to call and check on him, and she'll answer the phone and she'll go, "Hey, how you doing? Yeah, he right here." He'll snatch the phone out her hand. "Hello, hello." I said, "Give the phone back to your grandma. Don't you ever snatch no phone out here." So I'm the one handling that. She'll sit right there like, "You know how boo boo is." No. Number one, stop calling him that because he's 10, about to be 11. It's not boo boo. You can call him that in the house, but you need to stop that in the community and stuff like that. Call him by his name. His name is Kayer. Stop letting him embarrass you. He is out of control over there. There's been times that I picked him up from either with her or her mother, his great grandma. And they'll say, "Oh, you gotta watch him because he." I said, "No, I don't have those problems with him. Let's go. Go get in the car." And he goes without hesitation. He knows you gonna be where I can see you at the age. Get him now, yeah, or he will get you or the other grandma later. Right. Listen, he don't even play those games with me. That family five, welcome Queen. Thank you for joining us. We're talking parenting tonight, different techniques, different styles. He is out of control when he's home. When he's here, and I share with my husband the things that they tell me when I go to pick him up. And he's like, "Are you kidding me?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not kidding you. That's what he do over there. He knows that he better not come over here with that foolishness because I don't allow it. I set the tone for him at a very early age. I am not your friend. I am your grandmother. I may play games with you guys, board games and stuff like that, jokes, little riddles and stuff like that. I am not your friends. Your friends are at school. Your friends are near your home and your community. You got to know how to separate that. He will not play with me the way he play with them. It is not allowed. um, excuse me. It's to the point where his schools call me. Last year we had an incident where I had to bring him. Okay, I had to bring him to my home. I picked him up for Christmas, for the Christmas vacation, and when he came, they were all playing, and school's out for that 2 week period or however long. And his grandma called and she was all frustrated, like, "Oh my God, he got to get on with his counselor. He got to get on with his counselor." And I'm like, "What do you mean? They're on Christmas break. He's not in school." And she was like, "Well, he was in so much trouble. He got to get on. He got to get on. Do you have some type of electronic he could get on with?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we have tablets and laptops and everything here." So I called him. I said, "What are your grandma," when she hung up, I'm like, "What are your grandma saying you got to get on with your counselor?" And he was like, "I don't have to get on." I said, "Well, do you have the link or whatever? Can we get on your school site?" So we got on. And I knew he didn't have to get on because school was out. But I just went through, the channels just to make sure. So he got on. We logged on. Sure enough, no teacher there or whatever. So um, I call her back and I'm like I told you, there is no school. School is out for Christmas break. So I'm like, "What's going on?" So then she went on to tell me that from September all the way through December, which I've had him on Christmas break, he was not attending remote learning. If you remember, the whole school year was virtual learning last year. So this is a kid that had straight A's the year before and all the previous years, did not attend school virtually from September to December. What do you think is going to happen? Don't take advantage of the fact that school is not open for in-person learning because you still have to follow guidelines and stuff for the school and the district, and truancy will be on your behind. So sure enough, I reached back out to her and talked to her woman to woman, and come to find out she had some court appearances upcoming when the courts open back up because this kid was not getting on school. When I asked her and him, both of them, I had her on the speakerphone with him present. "What is the reason why you weren't attending school virtually?" "Oh, because the Wi-Fi was acting up." I said, "No excuse, because they give out hotspots. Why didn't you get on?" "Well, we did. We gave it back." This her and him. "We gave it back. They gave us another one, but Boo Boo couldn't get on." I said, "Stop with the Boo Boo stuff. Again, his name is Kyer. Stop calling him that baby name and treating him like a baby. He is a young man. He's a preteen. Let's get him on track. You need to be held accountable as the adult. If you tell me, a child, to go do this, I'm gonna tell you anything too. Stand over him and make sure he's doing the right thing." So I asked him, "What's your problem? Why you wouldn't log in?" "I don't like that teacher." Whether you like her or not, you do not have the option not to attend her class this year unless you want to attend it again next year. So you need to get that straight. I said, "I will be coming to bring him to visit you this weekend. I will bring him Friday. I will pick him up on Sunday. I need his laptop. I need everything that the school has given him, all of his paperwork, his books, and everything. He will remote learn with me in the group I have at my house. Well, Miss Wanda, I didn't want to put you through that because you already got three. What's one more? This is my grandbaby. He will not fail because of laziness. Have him ready when I pick him up on Sunday. He's learning from my house. Took him home Friday. Now the things everything switched. He visits her on the weekend, but he comes home to me. So I had him from December through the beginning of April. I reached out to those teachers that Monday morning when school started back up on January 2nd. I let them know I am the paternal grandmom. He is with me now. Moving forward, contact me at this number. I sit at the table the whole entire 8 hours with the kids. You will know that I'm present. If you're having any problems with him, text my phone. I will jump right in it because I have three little ones that I have to be one-on-one with the whole entire times. I have a number of ringtones going on, and you might hear that in the background. Let me apologize in advance because my little ones are 7, 6, and 4, and so I have to respond to all these ringtones and get them on their assigned classes. So we turned everything completely around. I did Zoom sessions with each teacher and asked them to go over a list of everything that he missed. Give me 2 weeks, we will get it caught up because he will do his current work during the 8 hour session. And in the evenings, after he take a little 2 hour break and have his dinner, he will go back on every evening for 2 hours. And that's what we did. We caught up social studies, science, even gym, math, art, whatever class he had, we caught everything up less than 30 days. When his progress report came out and they had already warned me, Miss Chandler, even though you stepped in and you turned everything around, his grades are still reflecting what was going on in the beginning before you got involved. So if you don't see A's, don't be alarmed. It's going to take some time for that to catch up. No problem. This boy did wonderful until he left me in the beginning of April. I took him home that weekend and she pulled oh, he said he homesick. He want to stay home after she made me drive from my house to his house in a terrible storm to get him. She didn't give him back. So she said, well, are you going to bring? I said, no, I'm not bringing anything. My husband will bring his stuff back tomorrow when he get off from work. Oh, he can't bring it before school. I don't want him missing school. Did you care about that when he missed from September to December? My husband will bring his stuff tomorrow when he get off from work. But let me just explain something to you right now. We are still in the middle of a pandemic. You're keeping him. So don't call me to come and get him when you got all these different people in your home and stuff, and he get exposed because he's not bringing that to my house. That's number one. Before he can come back to me, the first thing I have to do is go get him a rabbit. Number two, don't call me when things are going amok with him in that school and you keep saying you're not computer literate and you can't get him on. Number three, and just period. Whenever he's having behavioral outbursts or you can't deal with him, do not call me to step in. You have to learn how to man all this because we didn't have any issues from December until now while I had him. You said he's homesick, so now he's home. Unfortunately, and I had to sit back and let it happen because you have to let the chips fall where they may. Unfortunately, he went back and things went right back to where they were in the beginning of the year. And as a result, he failed that school year. And I just felt like all my hard work and my time just, it was wasted. But it was for the sake of my grandson. So, I did what I could. I'm not in control of the situation because I'm not the one with the custody. She is. So I gotta, work with her. Other than that, it's safe to say we have a great rapport. You guys do know that later on last year, like around my birthday time, it was in November that I had to go and pick him up emergency again because she felt ill. It was in the hospital, so I went and got him, and he spent basically like a lot of the month of November into my birthday and Thanksgiving and stuff with us. And then I was able to take him home the Sunday after Thanksgiving. So, but to be back over there. But I step in wherever I have to. If he call, I'm coming. He is still my grandson. I like to have the boys raised together. I like to make them have a close knit relationship with one another. Um, be in constant contact with one another because it's so easy for families to fall apart. And with the like I said, with the parents not doing the right thing and making the best decisions and still out there running the muck, the grandparents had to step in, and I'm doing everything I can um, to make sure that these kids will be great. I can't say what the future holds, but I know wholeheartedly that I'm giving them all the tools they need to navigate through life. So, um, anybody else want to add anything? Let me see. Even though he went back, one thing for sure, he knows the structure he has with you. Exactly, Devana. He was just here this weekend. He's looking forward to coming back. He loves to come here with us, but he also knows that he just the casual conversation that we hold. You okay? He knows that he can't get over on me. He know he cannot pull wool over my eyes. He knows it. I even say to him, like, your brain not stronger than me, right? Wait. I don't want you to come over here because you're not dressed right. I say, your brain's not stronger than mine, right? Don't do that. And I don't even say her name or anything like his other grandmom. Like I just call it by the street name. I'm like, you're not on sassafras, right? He knows what that means. He knows don't play with me like that. So I'm gonna keep being me. I'm not gonna change. This is how I am. There's things that I expect, even as young children that I have here. There's certain things that I expect. I live like this. I give you, a child and an adult, as much freedom as you can handle. So with these kids, if you can handle doing whatever, and I don't have to keep intervening, and you're not crying and whining and fighting and stuff, you can do it. The moment I have to step in, it's a problem. I remember when my son used to go to my sister's house, and he didn't necessarily like her parenting styles. He always wanted to go over, excuse me, but he would always come back complaining. One second, guys. I'm sorry, guys. So yeah, my son would not necessarily agree with the way my sister was over there parenting, but I said to him, "Listen, that's her home. Whatever she say and do in her home, that's what goes. I run this house. If you don't like her rules, you stay home. If you go over there, you abide by her rules, because I'm only the woman of this house. I can't go and be the woman in her house too. Just like another woman can't come and be the woman of my house. So if you go over there, you abide by her rules. Don't come back telling me nothing, because you are in control of you. You don't like it, remove yourself. That's just it. That's just it. You guys have anything else you want to add? I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me this evening. I'm not going to hold you because I do have quite a few things that I have to take care of as well with the kiddos, because everybody know it's reading across America. So I have all three of the boys still have to read for me today, but I do like to put at least an hour aside so that I can rub minds with you guys and just spend a little time. Um, I will be back on Thursday at 7 so we can play some games. And then again on Saturday so that, again, we could play some music and movie trivia. On Thursday, we should be playing Family Feud, guys. So 7 o'clock on Thursday, I'll be here. I hope you guys be here too. Again, today I uploaded a grocery haul. If you guys can please tune in and watch that. I was in a very large group collab with some wonderful women from a different group over on Instagram. This is not none of the groups that I run. However, I joined in on their monthly group collab. So I did a grocery haul upload. And then 2 days ago, the kids and I did an upload where we played the game Bean Boozled. So if you guys haven't watched that, please watch that. Have mercy on me in the comment section because I did a terrible job at that game. We had fun. We had so much fun. I enjoy reading the comments of people laughing at us. TJ was cheating. I still can't figure out how. I tried to figure it out, can't figure it. Either he's a disgusting kid or he really liked the flavors. I don't know. We both have colds. I'm still working on that. And I'm about to get him some medicine after he reads to me. But I'm hoping that it was his cold and he couldn't taste that stuff because that stuff tastes horrible. Anyone in the chat, I challenge you, if you have children, please get Bean Boozled, the 6th edition if you can get it. I did find it on Amazon this week because I researched it for a few people. They're only $4.99 a bag. Can you please get it? And if you do the challenge, please record it and upload it. I would like to see the challenge keep going from family to family. $4.99 per bag. If you have like 3 or 4 little ones, get 2 bags. Or if you want to save, just get the 1 bag and you can kind of cut your jelly beans in half so that it's enough for everybody. But please, I would like it if you can get 2 bags so that you can get the full taste of the jelly bean when you pop it in the mouth. But please try it. It's a very fun family game. I will say you probably need to have a strong stomach for it, but it was so fun for anybody who does that. Please let me know on Instagram. You could DM me or you can just put it on the feed on Instagram. If you DM me, I am pretty brown eyes number 2, EYEZ number 2, all one word. Or just tell me in the comment section on one of my videos or put it on your community tab. I'm trying to look for any channel that's doing that Bean Boozled channel. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Just Jackie, I see you just coming in. Moments with us. Welcome. Please watch the replay. And also, I uploaded a grocery haul today, guys. Jackie, I did one your style, sweetheart. I got it in today. And then the Bean Boozled channel challenge that I did on Sunday. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will be live again on Thursday where we'll be playing games, Family Feud, and possibly some music and movie trivia. And then again on Saturday, we'll do the same. Love and respect to you all, guys. Thank you.